Hello, good morning. Today is 24th February 2026 and welcome to my channel, The Trading Universe. My name is Darlington. In this channel, The Trading Universe, I'm documenting my journey from a 5k account in Proframe to a million in Proframe. And today is 24th February 2026. So this video, I'm going to break down what happened on Tuesday, Wednesday, and the big day. Thursday is the big day. So I'm going to break down everything that happened in this video. So yesterday video was on Monday. That was a trade down. That was a trade breakdown of what happened on Monday. If you've not watched that, go and watch that and come back to this one. Now, let's get started. On a Tuesday morning, I opened my trade, and while I was asleep, yesterday, the first trade I entered was Euro odd already hit stop loss. So, and I was negative $76 on the PNL. Obviously, I had to update it on my chart and on the Telegram. So let's see. So you can see, okay, on 24th, this was Euro odd trade I took on 23rd. So on 24th, it's already hit stop loss. So I had to update the chart. So that was on 24th, right? So, and I showed my PNL. I was having a negative $76 on my account. So that was the recap of what happened on Tuesday. So to begin 24th of February 2026, I'm going in on a buy on Euro on NAS 100. I recorded this video on my laptop, but I wasn't able to open it. The file was corrupted. I don't know the reason why it was corrupted, but it was corrupted. So I don't have the record of that. So the only record I have for Tuesday was this. And let's watch. Then on 24th, I got this trade. This NAS 100, and it was a buy trade. So before I got into this trade, I posted it on my channel that I'm going in. And when it was in profit, I also updated the channel that hope you are eating. So at this point, I already kept my stop loss at break even. So if you're wondering if the trade hits take profit because I didn't finish the recording, I paused. So you can see this was where it came back to be loss, came back to floating on the entry. But after then, you can see it went to the take profit. And this was where I got in on the first entry. I was supposed to take my profit here. I was supposed to take my profit because I was aiming for a 2R. I was supposed to take my profit, but I left it open, kept my stop at the break even, and I was expecting it was going to go up. You can see it went up way higher. You can see, right? So I kept my stop at break even, hoping that it will still go up. So it came back, took me on break even. So I had to go in on a second trade. That was a recap of Tuesday. So that was everything that happened on Tuesday. So it wasn't much. I got in on a trade and it was a winner. Yes, I was a winner. Though the first trade took me around break even and went my way, and I got in on a second trade. So it was a winner on Tuesday. So this is Wednesday, and Wednesday wasn't that pretty clean, but at least I'm supposed to get something, but I cut my loss. This was what happened. So this analysis, and I don't know what happened. Very sure. Okay, I'm gonna pause here and I'm gonna check something before I get back. There's something. Okay, I've seen it. In case you're wondering why the screen is like this, because I started this editing on my mobile, so that was why my laptop screen wasn't able to spread completely. So this was a Tuesday trade, this was a Wednesday trade, and mind you, it's the same thought process. I didn't explain why I got into the trade. I didn't explain why I get into the trade. I understand, but it's same thing. Ship of liquidity, internal break of maybe FUG or MSS, then I get into the trade. So that was the same reason why I got into trade. But on this day, price was very choppy. I had to wait for more than 30 minutes so before I got into the trade, and trade was going up, was coming down, was going up. I got into a two trade, second entry, but let's see how it unfolds. So this is where I wanted to get into a second trade. I wanted to see a candle closed below here, and once the candle closed below there, on the retest of that order block on that line, I'm gonna get in on the second trade. So that was what I was explaining here, in case you don't hear it. So I was still waiting. So you can see price is already moving, and so I've already mentioned that if the trade comes back to test it, I'm gonna get in trade. And I don't like sharing my second entry because second entry is always risky. So I do share the first entry because that is less risk. So I don't like sharing the second entry in case I incur any loss. It's gonna be on me. And in case if anyone is copying the trade as a signal, I don't want to share a second entry because you might end up losing. So after I got into on a second trade, it didn't even move into profit. It went into drawdown. So I was in drawdown, I was waiting, I was in drawdown. Price was messy, price was choppy. I was supposed to be out of the trade ASAP. Price was choppy, price wasn't good. And finally I got out. I cut my loss and had to let it go because price was choppy. And thank God I did cut my loss, because when I came back to the chart to check, it was a total loss. Price went way higher. So that was why part of trading is you also know when to cut a loss and let the trade go. Come back from another day, save your capital, and that was what happened here. Price was ranging. So I had to cut my stop loss and let the trade go. You can see it went to taking me out, but reversed a bit. It was just playing around. Come to the big day. Thursday is the big day. Now, why did I enter the trade on Thursday, and why did I call it the big day? Well, why I call it the big day, you're going to understand why I call it the big day when you're done watching this video, and it's actually a big deal. I did something I wasn't supposed to do. Well, we're gonna say it, not gonna say it now. So let's get to the video. On Euro USD. I didn't record the analysis, but this was the idea. There was SMT. This was Tuesday. This low you're seeing is Tuesday. So I thought the Tuesday made the low of the week, but there was SMT below this low. On DXY, Wednesday made the low of the week. So Wednesday making the low of the week. On Thursday, so Wednesday make the low of the week, which is this week, and violated this IFG. So that was supposed to be the first entry I should get. Stop loss below here, but I wasn't saying it then. So on Thursday, I'm expecting markets to dip into the Wednesday FUG. So I kept my entry at the FUG CE, so that price is going to dip there and I ride the trade along. So that was the full process of it. So this was a trade I sent to the charts I was waiting for, and this was my buy limit I set. So, and this was when I got triggered into the trade. You can see this was the entry was so perfect. So this was when I got triggered.
A few moments later.
This is a trade update. Yes, I got in on second entry because I really want to capitalize on this on this move. So I got in on a second entry. I've been since this week has been so slow. I haven't gotten anything from this week. This is already 4% on my account, and it's good. There's news in there'll be news in 5 minutes now. So I don't know if I should close it up because news trading, they're very strict on news trading. You can see this week I've been losing. I just got a few winner, which is this one. So I just think I should capitalize on this one. That's why I got in on 2 entry. I got in on a second trade. You can see I'm running over 250 pips, $250 in profit, right? Yes. So, and like I said, today is a big day. Watch why I say it's the big day. And the next thing I want to say is that this trade was supposed to pass this account for me. I was supposed to make $400, $500 from this trade alone. So that was why I said it's the big day, and something happened. So this was a trade. This was a trade. This was the first entry, and this was the second entry. Oh, that was why it's called the big day. Boom. And that was what happened next. So what happened next was that price came back and took me out. It's my stop loss. I breached the account. The account was breached. So that was the end of it. Why was the account breached? Because I neglected my risk management. I neglected my my trade management and everything. So while price was floating in profits, I was supposed to reduce my risks. I was supposed to keep stop as break even. I was supposed to take partials, but I left them to run because I was thinking it was going to hit my take profit, and that was very sad of me. That was very bad, and I wish I closed the trade even when it was 4% in profit. But you can see here we are, and the trade was lost. So when I came back to the chart and saw that I was already out, it was painful because I knew that this account I've passed. This account was account that I've passed phase 1 and I've passed phase 2. Just a rubbish review, and this was what got me. So that was the breakdown of Tuesday, Wednesday, and the big day. So on Monday I'll be buying. Okay, before Monday I'll be getting a 5k account. I wasn't going for a 10k account, but since the challenge was a 5k to a million in profit, I'm going to get 5k, and on Monday I will start documenting. And like I said, the Telegram is free. Now I'm starting a new one. Now I'm starting a new challenge. If you want to join this challenge, if you want to join this challenge now, you can see join, and you're welcome. Thank you. My name is Darlington, and this is the Trading Universe.